All right, now the northern Israeli Nafach army base is now learning that its namesake may be a lot older than previously thought, with Israeli Antiquities Authority's excavators discovering a 1,700-year-old boundary stone. But to get to all the details, it's time for Can You Dig It with Anat Harrel. Anat, I love that introduction. Thanks for being with us. How are you?
You're welcome.
What is this boundary stone? Why is it so remarkable?
Well, the remarkable part about it is not that the name has been preserved, okay, because in hundreds of places all around Israel, ancient names have been preserved from different populations, from the Aramaic and the Hebrew that was spoken at the time, and then the Latinized versions, and then the Arabic versions. What's remarkable here is that this particular place was not settled for about 1,000 years. And still, when the village, the newer villages that the Syrians built on top, they actually maintained the name. How they knew what that name was, what Nafach was, we don't know.
So, I mean, how does that happen? How do we discover settlement names by, that match up to today by coincidence?
Okay, so usually it's not a coincidence. Usually the name has been preserved because there has been a settlement there forever. Either they were Jews or they were Arabs or they were Greeks or they were Romans, whatever, Mamluks or Ottomans. The name is preserved. In this case, we don't really know how it happened. The last time this place was settled on the Golan Heights was by the Mamluks, and the Mamluks had an inn there. It was like a caravansary, a place on the road. The roads were very, very important at the time, the ancient roads that went from Damascus, from Mesopotamia over to Egypt and so forth. And for some reason, when the Mamluks built their inn for travelers, they found a rock, and that rock was a boundary stone from 1,700 years ago that in Greek said, "This is the village of Nafach," and they used it as the cover to a gravestone, to a grave. And the archaeologists discovered it now. They discovered it as the cover of a grave, but it had an inscription on it from 1,700 years ago. So the Mamluks, who built this in the 13th and 14th century, didn't really know what it was. They found it, and it was a reuse of a stone that they found.
An incredible discovery, an incredible coincidence.
Yeah.
Anat, thank you so much for telling us all about it.
You are welcome.